Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel, where we dive into the most pressing issues around the world. Today we have a rather unexpected and alarming story to share with you. It seems like even Santa's busiest night couldn't keep things calm in the Middle East. While most of us were enjoying the festive season, the region was far from peaceful. While families were celebrating Christmas, something else was headed towards Israel, a ballistic missile, sent by the Houthi group in Yemen. Yes, you heard that right. Amidst the joy and celebrations, a missile was launched, aiming to disrupt the peace. I know you're probably thinking, Yemen? Israel? That's strange. It's definitely unexpected. The distance between these two countries is significant, and such an attack raises many questions. But this wasn't just a random attack. The Houthis have their reasons, and it's crucial to understand the context behind this aggressive move. The Houthis have been causing trouble for a while now. Their conflict in Yemen has been ongoing for years, leading to a devastating humanitarian crisis. Thousands have lost their lives and millions are in dire need of assistance. They've been fighting a tough war in Yemen for years. The situation is complex, involving various factions and international interests. The Houthis, backed by Iran, have been in a brutal conflict with the Yemeni government, supported by a Saudi-led coalition. But shooting a missile towards Tel Aviv, this marks a significant escalation. Tel Aviv is not just any city, it's a major hub in Israel, both economically and culturally. An attack on Tel Aviv is a direct challenge to Israel's security. That's a whole new level of serious. The implications of such an attack are profound. It could lead to a severe retaliation from Israel, further destabilizing the region. The international community is watching closely, as any escalation could have global repercussions. The world is now on high alert. Diplomatic efforts are underway to de-escalate the situation. World leaders are calling for restraint and dialogue, hoping to prevent a full-blown conflict. Meanwhile, the humanitarian crisis in Yemen continues. Aid organizations are working tirelessly to provide relief to those affected by the war. The international community must not forget the plight of the Yemeni people amidst these geopolitical tensions. As we move into the new year, let's hope for peace and stability in the Middle East. It's a complex region with many challenges, but with concerted efforts, there's always hope for a better future. Stay tuned for more updates on this developing story. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more insights into global events. Until next time, take care and stay informed. Now, I know geography can be tricky. The Middle East is a complex region with a rich history and diverse cultures. It's a place where ancient civilizations once thrived and where modern conflicts often make headlines. One of the most significant and ongoing conflicts in this region involves a group known as the Houthis. So, let's be clear, the Houthis aren't just some angry people online. They are a well-organized and heavily armed group based in Yemen. Their full name is Ansar Allah, which translates to supporters of God. This group has a strong ideological foundation and a clear political agenda. They have been a significant force in Yemen's ongoing civil war, which has caused immense suffering and displacement for millions of people. They're a real group with lots of weapons. The Houthis have access to a wide range of military equipment, from small arms to more sophisticated weaponry. They have been able to sustain their fight against the Yemeni government and other factions for years, thanks in part to their ability to acquire and use these weapons effectively. They're like that kid who takes games way too seriously. But instead of video games, the Houthis are engaged in a deadly and destructive conflict. Their actions have had severe consequences for the people of Yemen, leading to a humanitarian crisis that has drawn international attention and concern. Except instead of toys, they have missiles. The Houthis have been known to launch missile attacks against their adversaries, including the Yemeni government and its allies. These attacks have caused significant damage and loss of life, further escalating the conflict and making it even more challenging to find a peaceful resolution. And, instead of a playground, they're in Yemen, a country that already has a lot of problems. Yemen is one of the poorest countries in the Arab world, and it has been plagued by political instability, economic hardship, and social unrest for many years. The ongoing conflict has only exacerbated these issues, making it difficult for the people of Yemen to access basic necessities like food, water, and healthcare. The Houthis, whose official name is Ansar Allah, which is hard to say, have been fighting the Yemeni government since 2015. This conflict began as part of the broader Arab Spring movement, which saw protests and uprisings across the Middle East and North Africa. The Houthis took advantage of the political turmoil to advance their own agenda, seizing control of large parts of Yemen, including the capital city, Sana'a. fighting your own government is usually a bad idea, right? But the Houthis believe they have legitimate grievances and that their fight is justified. They argue that the Yemeni government is corrupt and that they are fighting for the rights and interests of their people. However, their actions have led to widespread suffering and have made it difficult to achieve peace and stability in Yemen. Well, the Houthis have a powerful friend, Iran. Iran has been a key supporter of the Houthis, providing them with weapons, training, and financial assistance. This support has allowed the Houthis to sustain their fight, and has also drawn in other regional powers, further complicating the conflict. Iran is like that friend who always encourages bad choices. By backing the Houthis, Iran has been able to exert influence in Yemen and challenge its regional rivals, particularly Saudi Arabia. This has turned the Yemeni conflict into a proxy war, with various regional and international actors involved. They've been giving the Houthis weapons, money, and bad advice. This support has enabled the Houthis to continue their fight, but it has also prolonged the conflict and made it more difficult to find a peaceful solution. The people of Yemen continue to suffer as a result, and the international community faces a complex and challenging situation in trying to address the crisis. So, it's Christmas Eve, a time for songs, hot chocolate, and the warmth of family gatherings. The streets are adorned with twinkling lights, and the air is filled with the scent of pine and cinnamon. People are bustling about, finishing their last-minute shopping, and children are eagerly awaiting the arrival of Santa Claus. It's a magical time of year when the world seems to slow down, if only for a moment, to appreciate the simple joys of life. But amidst all this festive cheer, there's an unexpected twist. And apparently, missiles. The Houthis decided to launch a missile called Palestine 2 towards Israel. I'm not sure what's scarier, the name of the missile, which evokes a sense of historical conflict and tension, or the fact that such an aggressive act was carried out on a day meant for peace and goodwill. The missile soared through the night sky, a stark contrast to the serene holiday lights below, or the fact that they attacked another country on a holiday. Luckily, Israel has something called the Iron Dome, which is like a super-powered bug zapper for missiles. It saw the missile coming and destroyed it before it could do any harm. The Iron Dome is a sophisticated defense system designed to detect and intercept incoming threats, ensuring the safety of the population below. As the missile was intercepted, a collective sigh of relief could be felt across the region. But even though the missile was stopped, everyone was worried. This wasn't an accident, it was a serious attack. The implications of such an act on Christmas Eve were profound. Families who had been enjoying their holiday festivities were now glued to their televisions, seeking updates and reassurance. The attack served as a grim reminder that even during times of joy and celebration, the shadows of conflict and unrest can still loom large. Discussions about the geopolitical ramifications of the attack began to dominate conversations, overshadowing the holiday spirit. The world watched closely, hoping for a peaceful resolution but bracing for the potential fallout of this brazen act. The Iron Dome is amazing. It's like the superstar of missile defense, but even superstars need a break. Every time it stops a missile, it costs money and resources. Imagine having to constantly swat away dangerous things. It's tiring. This attack wasn't just about the missile itself, but what it meant. It showed that the Houthis are powerful and not afraid to cause trouble. It's like showing up to a small fight with a huge weapon. You might not use it, but everyone notices. You'd think Israel would be really angry after being attacked, and while they have fought back in the past, this time, they're staying calm. Well, as calm as you can be when someone tries to ruin your holiday. The Israeli defense minister basically said they're watching the Houthis, and if they try anything again there will be trouble. But for now, they're focused on protecting their people and trying to keep things peaceful in a very unstable region. This past year, things between Hamas and Israel have been worse than ever. Gaza has seen lots of fighting and many people have been hurt. The rest of the world is watching, worried that things will get even worse. The fighting is affecting more than just Gaza. Countries all around the area are feeling the pressure. Trade routes are messed up and things are unstable. Lots of people are being affected. The Middle East is close to a much bigger conflict. With so many groups involved, the situation is really complicated. People are trying to talk and find peace, but it's very difficult. Things are very serious. It's hard to know what will happen next. Will people find peace or will things get worse? The next few months are important. We'll have to wait and see.